just do a black and white one. Now you might be asking, Pete, how did you do all this? Well, I just want to quickly show you, the book doesn't cover it. I thought it did, but the book covers how to make your own components. So the way you make your components is one thing, and that's if you wanted to use this over and over in different projects, but you can also just model in place for something you're just doing for this project. And that's what I'll show you how to do here. So I'm going to pause the video, or yeah, I'm gonna, well, no, I'll edit it out if I want, if this actually turns out okay. So let me just show you on this first floor what I did here. So like I was saying, well, what if this was like a built-in storage unit? How would I do it? So what I did is I went to architecture, component, model in place. I picked my category. Casework's a great one for what I'm doing because that's probably what it's going to be. And I'm going to hit OK. And then it's got to give it a name. So I'll just say it test model. And then I'm going to hit OK. Now you got to tell it which plane you want to draw on. So I'm going to click on my work plane. So it's very similar to SketchUp with the exception that you have to tell it what plane you're working on. So I'm going to click on setting the plane at the first floor level, which makes sense because that's where I'll draw my rectangle and extrude it up for the verticals, okay? So what I do then is I go to extrusion, I pick my rectangle tool. I can dimension that however I want. And now it's going to make it by default 2 feet high. But I could make it, let's say I want it to be 6'8", so it goes to the top of the door. Let's just say that for the sake of argument. Oops, 6'8" feet, that's not going to work. 6 feet 8 inches. And then I just click the green checkbox, which you're all familiar with by now. Now, if I look at it in 3D view, let's get the default 3D view in here. And I'll click Finish Model. And I'll zoom around here. So you see it just made that little box there, okay? Now, once that little box is made, I can copy it, right? So I can come in and copy. I can go boom, 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 okay? And now if I look back at the 3D view again, there they are. Now, if I want to draw something horizontal, I could do it the same way, but it might be better to draw it on an interior elevation. So let me go into here. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to add another one. I'm going to look that way. So now let's go look at interior elevations. So this is probably going to be 1C. So let's open that one up. Okay, so now if I wanted to draw something on that horizontal plane, I would come back in and I would do architecture, component, model in place. And in this case, I'm going to set my plane, pick a plane, and I'm just going to pick that wall plane. So now I'm going to draw something on that wall and extrude it out. So let's say I wanted to draw a bench, something that's 2 feet. I'm going to go back to my same component, model in place. Right. Hit casework, which I guess I skipped out of. And I'll just call that bench. And I hit OK. And I think I set this, but so now it's already been set. So I'm going to hit OK. So now I just go to my extrusion tool. Now I can draw this in lines, but it's faster for me to do it in the rectangles. So let's just say that's my bench. It's probably at the wrong elevation, but once it's in there, I can adjust it. Now I don't want it to be 6'8" deep. I only want it to, let's just say I want it to be 1 foot 4 inches deep for my bench. And then I hit OK. Now let's look at it in 3D again. So you see there it is. If you see it on the interior elevation, there it is. It also shows up on the floor plan. Okay, so the book doesn't cover that, going through these 3 assignments, this might be helpful for you guys if you want to get it in 3D versus just drawing 2D lines on your plans and elevations.